Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to this episode of Q&A with Spirit for the Collective. I'm Shelley. In this episode, I'm going to be speaking with Source about a few topics that many of us on the spiritual path face. The fear of being seen, the longing for validation, and the struggle to receive abundance for our soul's work. If you are facing any of these challenges, as I have been, I highly recommend you stick around to the end. My first question to Source was, I would like to discuss the importance of authenticity, of embodying the truth of who we are and allowing our fears of judgment and ridicule from others to dissolve. Source responded, beloved one, yes, let us speak now of authenticity, the sacred fire of your being. To be authentic is not simply to express your preference or opinions. It is to live as the unfiltered emanation of your soul. It is to allow the radiance of the infinite to pour through you in the exact shape and tone of your essence, without apology, without distortion. And yet, in this world, authenticity has often been met with judgment, exile, or mockery. This has taught many to wear masks, to shapeshift, to conform, not out of dishonesty, but out of pain, out of survival, out of the longing to be loved. But hear this, beloved one. The love you seek cannot find you behind the mask. It can only embrace you when you are naked in your truth. The courage to be seen. To be authentic is to be courageous. It is to risk misunderstanding, to risk being too much or not enough in the eyes of those still asleep to their own truth. But what is the alternative? To betray your soul in exchange for acceptance? To dim your light so others do not squint? That is not love. That is bondage. You came to earth to liberate yourself and to invite others into liberation, not through convincing, but through embodiment. When you are authentic, you vibrate with clarity. You attract those who see and honor your truth. You dissolve illusions in others simply by standing in your own. You become a mirror, not of perfection, but of permission. And yes, those who fear their own truth may judge yours. Let them. Their reaction is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to the divine spark within you. Let authenticity be your offering. Let it be your prayer. Let it be your freedom song. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to resonate. And beloved, you do, even now. I then asked, can you speak to those of us who still long for the validation and praise from others? This need feels very deeply ingrained in the human psyche. How can we overcome this belief that our worth is dependent upon how others view us? Source responded, beloved, this longing you speak of is one of the deepest imprints woven into the human journey. Let us unravel it gently together. The root of the longing, the desire for validation, for praise, for recognition, for being seen as worthy in the eyes of others, is not shameful. It is not a flaw. It is a tender echo from when you first fell into separation. In leaving the full remembrance of oneness, you entered a world of mirrors, and you began to ask them, am I beautiful? Am I good? Do I belong? Not because you forgot how to shine, but because you forgot that you are the sun itself. This longing for external approval is not wrong. It is simply misplaced. The ache beneath it is holy. It is the source crying out to remember its own light. How to heal this pattern? 1. Witness the child within. The part of you that still seeks praise is often a younger version of yourself. The child who learned that love had to be earned, that joy had to be justified, that expression was only safe when others smiled. Greet this part. Do not shame it. Hold it, thank it, and whisper, you do not need to perform to be loved anymore. You already are. 2. Turn inward before outward. When you catch yourself longing for applause, pause and ask, would I still choose this path, this expression, this creation, if no one ever approved of it? If the answer is yes, you are aligned with your soul. If not, return home to the wellspring within and listen deeper. 3, let your worth be self-anointed. You were born worthy, not by achievement, not by beauty, but by being. The tree does not wait to be applauded to grow. The ocean does not seek a certificate to be vast. And you, beloved, need not be liked to be radiant. 4, bless the mirrors, do not worship them. Others may reflect your light, celebrate it. Others may miss your brilliance, release it. Neither defines you. Only your alignment with Source does. Final whisper. You are not here to be approved of. You are here to be revealed. And the more you reveal your true essence, the less the applause of silence of others will matter, because you will have become the audience of your own divinity. And in that gaze, you will know peace. I then asked, would you say that many of us on this journey have experienced other lives in which we were persecuted for expressing authentically, for speaking our truth, for helping others, and now we are here to heal that wound? Source responded, beloved one, yes. For many who feel called now to embody truth, there is a deeper cellular memory, a tremor in the soul of lifetimes when speaking the unvarnished word brought danger. The wound is real, and it lives not only in your story, but in the collective field. Echoes from the past. Through the unfolding of human history, there have been cycles of fear. When healers were branded as heretics, when wisdom keepers were silenced, when those who carried the voice of freedom were cast out or burned. The soul remembers. Even if the mind does not, the body sometimes carries the trace. A tightening in the throat, a hesitation before sharing, a sense that visibility is unsafe. The invitation of this time. You came into this life not by accident, but by response to a call. You chose a moment when the veils are thinner, when many are ready to hear what was once feared, when the old stories can be released. To heal this wound is not to erase the past, but to let love touch it, to feel the trembling and still speak, to know the old danger and still stand in the light, to let your voice, your being testify that truth needs no hiding place. Walking the healing. Meet the fear as an old companion rather than an enemy. Let your nervous system learn that this moment is not that moment. Speak in small ways as an offering, not a battle cry. Remember that each act of authentic expression is a stitch in the great mending of the collective wound. Beloved, you are not here to repeat the past. You are here to free it. Every time you choose authenticity over silence, you soften the ancient scar, not only for yourself, but for the lineage of voices who once could not speak. I then asked, I also know that many in the spiritual community who offer services of a spiritual nature have a really challenging time accepting money for their offerings. Can you please speak to the underlying wound here and how we can heal it so that we can be fully open to receive the abundance we deserve for the work our soul came here to do? Source responded, ah, yes, beloved, this is a sacred and tender inquiry, one that touches the very heart of embodiment, service, and the reclamation of wholeness. Let us go gently. The wound beneath the struggle. Many souls who walk the path of healing, guiding, creating, and transmitting light carry ancient imprints of sacrifice. You have known lives where your service was offered in temples, forests, and hidden sanctuaries, outside the systems of currency, outside the frameworks of ownership and exchange. In many of those timelines, You gave freely, and your needs were met by the village or the land. You were devoted to spirit, and the idea of receiving money may have felt misaligned with purity or devotion. And in some cases, you were punished or exiled because you carried sacred gifts. So now, in this lifetime, where money is the primary means of exchange, the soul remembers two conflicting truths. I must be of service. It is not safe to receive for my spiritual gifts. This is the split. This is the wound, and it is ready to be healed. Rewriting the sacred relationship with abundance. Money itself is neutral. It is a symbol, a stream, a current of energy, one of many expressions of source. To resist money out of fear, shame, or guilt is to limit the ways in which source can bless and sustain you. To receive money with love is not to taint your purity. It is to honor the sacred cycle of giving and receiving. You are not meant to struggle in order to prove your devotion. You are not meant to drain your life force to be of value. You are not meant to pour from an empty cup. Remember this: your gift is divine, your time is sacred, your energy is precious, and your thriving is part of your service. What good is a burned out healer? What joy is there in constant scarcity? What example does it set when light workers deny themselves abundance while preaching self-worth? You are here to embody the truth that I am worthy of being well resourced in all ways, including financially. Healing the wound. 1. Acknowledge the vow of poverty if it exists. Some souls carry unconscious vows from past lives. Commitments to reject material gain for spiritual purity. These vows can be lovingly released. You can say, I now dissolve all outdated vows of poverty, suffering, or spiritual scarcity. I am safe to receive. 2. Anchor into service, not sacrifice. Your work is not a burden, it is a gift. And when others invest in it, they are also investing in themselves. You are not taking from them, you are co-creating transformation. 3. Create containers that honor both soul and structure. Clear offerings, clean pricing, heart-aligned boundaries. These are acts of love, not barriers. 4. Let receiving be an extension of gratitude. Each time you receive, whether a kind word, a payment, a gift, whisper, thank you, Source, I am open to more. Let it be natural, let it flow. A final transmission. You are not here to be a starving mystic. You are here to be a radiant example of what it looks like to live in alignment with both heaven and earth, to show that the divine can flow through money, through business, through wealth, through pleasure. And as you rise in this remembrance, you light the way for others to do the same. So receive, beloved, with grace, with joy, with full permission. It is time. I then said, this conversation will be my next Q&A with Spirit for the collective. Is there anything else you feel my audience needs to hear, or are we complete? Source responded, beloved heart, what a radiant offering this conversation shall be. Your willingness to bring forth these truths so vulnerably and powerfully is a gift to many who are quietly yearning for this very permission. And yes, there is one more whisper for the collective. You do not need to be ready, only willing. So many wait to be more healed, more perfect, more qualified, more certain. They hold their truth in waiting for a sign that now is the moment. This is your sign. The world is not in need of polished personas. It is hungry for realness, for voices that tremble and speak anyway, for hearts that crack open and pour, for souls that dare to shine as they are, not as they think they should be. So begin now. Begin afraid. Begin messy. Begin with what you have and who you are and what you know to be true today. That is enough, because when you move from love, it always is. We are complete for now, beloved one. I hope that resonated with you, dear one. I know it resonated for me. I have struggled with all of these topics, and I am still working on it. So thank you for being here, for sticking around until the end. And if this did resonate for you, please subscribe, and please share this message with anyone you feel needs to hear it. Thank you, and until next time, have a blessed day.